It is back, and it's back by popular demand. Of course, I'm talking about the Green Bay Packers Report mailbag. Your questions, my answers. This is my favorite show we do every single week. And if you want to be a part of it, the next time we do it, all you got to do is subscribe and turn on those notifications. That way, every time we make a community post, every time we make a video, you guys are kept up to date as best as you can. Again, best place to be on YouTube if you love the Green Bay Packers. So subscribe, turn on those notifications. That way, you can be the first one in every video and every post. Our first question coming from Broizon205. Under what conditions, he asked, should MLF, Mr. Matt Lafleur, be fired at the end of this season? So I don't want you guys to read this question and then automatically just say, well, there's no way this happens. This is a stupid question, because it's not a stupid question. Guys, you got to remember, Ed Policy is taking things over in Green Bay for Murphy. And he said he's not extending Matt Lafleur or Brian Gutekunst right now, who all, I believe, only have 1 year left on their contracts after this season. So this is kind of a litmus test and a test for Matt Lafleur and Brian Gutekunst. They're trying to show off for this new guy, their new boss, Ed Policy. He's going to be the one that makes that final call. So in my opinion, if you're looking at what must happen for Matt Lafleur to lose his job, I think these three things have to happen. Number one, you miss the playoffs while staying healthy. If Jordan Love, knock on wood, gets hurt and you miss the playoffs, he's not going to be penalized for that. But if you have a fully healthy team, I'm talking Josh Jacobs stays healthy, Jordan Love stays healthy, Micah Parsons stay healthy, and you don't make the playoffs, boom. I think that's going to be a really big X on him. Number two, if he continues, you can go back to that list, go Gage. If he continues to have more clock mismanagements like he did against the Dallas Cowboys in overtime, and again, as always, I need to take some Zyrtec. Next show needs to be sponsored by Zyrtec. Anyway, if he has more clock mismanagements, that's going to get him in bad standing with Ed Policy. And number three, if you continue to lose games that you shouldn't, like you did against Cleveland, that's going to make Ed Policy see something that he doesn't like. So if all those three things happen, man, watch out for Matt Lafleur. It's not that crazy to think. Question number two, Frank W257, always on this thing. Frank's the man. Do you think the Packers will win the NFC North? I hope they do. I think they can win the NFC North. I think there's a good shot that they do. Right now, Vegas disagrees. Has Detroit at plus 105, Green Bay at plus 120. They think it's a two-team race right now because Minnesota and Chicago, they are way down at the bottom of that list. But Green Bay has a couple of advantages, right? They don't have to play a first-place schedule. They don't even have to play a second-place schedule, right? They're playing a third-place schedule in the NFC. Now, it's a tough conference. They still got a lot of tough games. Gage, can you put up that List 5 logo and that List 8 logo of the upcoming games they've got? They don't have a ton of cupcakes left in this schedule. Now, they have a couple, some games I think they should win, like the next two you're going to play. You still get to play the Giants coming up, right? You get to play, like I said, Cincinnati, Arizona. You got some games you can win, but for the most part, okay, Panthers I forgot about in week 9. But then after these slate of 4 games, the Steelers in the middle, you go Eagles, Giants a little bit easier, but then your last 7 games of this season are all games you could lose. Maybe outside of the Chicago Bears game, because we all know who owns Chicago. So I think they'll win the NFC North, but it's not going to be an easy road to get there, right? But I do think this is the team that can. Heck, this is a team I still believe should be 4-0. Up next, Far Farms with our third question. Should the Packers sign free agent cornerback Kendall Fuller? That's a good question. I would say wait maybe a week or two for a couple reasons. Number one, see if you still have problems in the secondary that you had problems with when you played the Dallas Cowboys. Very big problems when you played the Dallas Cowboys. And number two, we talked about last week, but there was reports of this team reaching out to Asante Samuel Jr.'s camp to kind of see how he was doing. Now he has a CT scan some point this month, so they're going to be able to determine what the next couple of months look like for him. But what we do know is that Green Bay is at least interested in the free agent cornerback market. Now, if Asante Samuel Jr. is out for the year, I would not mind a guy like Kendall Fuller. I really like Kendall Fuller. Sure, he was injured last season, but the 2 years prior to that when he wasn't, he was still playing really good football. Stephon Gilmore, I know we talked about him a lot. I think we talked about him last mailbag as well. I think that is a name that they should look out for and possibly reach out to over the next couple of weeks. What say you? Let me hear it. Should the Packers sign Kendall Fuller? Give me a yes or give me a no in the comment section down below. The free agent cornerback, formerly with the Miami Dolphins, should he be a Green Bay Packer? You let me know right now down below. On to our next question in today's show. This one's from Anya Inzi or Anyanzi 44, whatever it is. Thanks for the question. Will there be a 1,000-yard receiver on the Packers this year? My gut tells me no. And the statistics tell me no as well. Okay? Right now, when you look at it, Tucker Kraft leads this team receiving-wise, 225 yards, 56.3 yards a game. Then it's Dobbs, then it's Golden, then it's Wicks. If you average them out for their yards per game for the rest of this season, Tucker Kraft would just be 43 yards short of 1,000 yards. Romeo Dobbs about 250. Matthew Golden a little bit over halfway there. And Dontavian Wicks a little bit less than halfway to 1,000. And so my gut tells me no. Maybe Tucker Kraft could. Maybe Romeo Dobbs continues to take that step forward. But with Christian Watson returning a little bit less than halfway through the season, with Jaden Reed, who's probably going to miss anywhere from 10 to 12 weeks with his injury, those two guys I think were the most likely to get there this year, and they're not going to play a full season. Tucker Kraft, he's been phenomenal, but it's very rare, not impossible, but we don't see it every year with every team that a tight end gets over 1,000 yards. We see it with great ones. I believe Tucker Kraft is a great one. But with the guys like Christian Watson coming back in this lineup, does that mean there's going to be more targets or more other people around you? Maybe. So I would say no, but if it happens, I think it's going to be Tucker Kraft. Next up, Broncos will be dark horses this year. Remember I asked for questions and hot takes. Lucas has given me a hot take. I agree with the statement, sort of. I don't disagree with what you're saying. I think I disagree with how you're wording it. I don't know if the Broncos are a dark horse. They made the playoffs last year. And they've started this season really, really good. Obviously, they just knocked off the Philadelphia Eagles, gave them the first loss of their season. But also, like, they had the best defense in the National Football League last year. So I don't know how dark horse they are, but still, it was a team. They didn't win a playoff game last year. They have a second-year quarterback, so that could qualify as dark horse. Yeah, I don't disagree. Would not be shocked one bit if they win the AFC West. Right now, I think they're tied for that top of that AFC West with the Los Angeles Chargers. And you got the Kansas City Chiefs sitting in third place. Absolutely hilarious. But yeah, Lucas, I get what you're saying. I kind of agree. I want you guys to be Lucas for me, okay? Name a Super Bowl dark horse this season. Who's a team that you think could contend for a Super Bowl? Maybe it's Tampa Bay. Maybe you go really dark horse and you say Jacksonville. You let me know in the comment section down below. While you're down there, you will find a link to this awesome, awesome deal. If you go to chatsports.com/Packers hoodie, you can get this hoodie for just $44. You got the old school logo on it, Green Bay Packers. It's got the green. It's got the gold. It feels good. It looks good. It is the perfect complement to your closet. Chatsports.com/Packers hoodie. That's where you need to go. And I put that link in the comments and description of today's video. Again, $44, $26 off. Keith Whitley coming in next. I love you, Keith. Rest in peace. What's the number one thing that needs to change for the Packers? Good question, Keith. I think special teams is one of those things. Gage, if you could put up that List 5 logo we had from last show. They've been horrible. Bottom 3 in the National Football League so far through this season. And this isn't anything new. We've actually come to get used to this pretty consistently for Green Bay. And not only is it bad, and that's obvious, but it's also the reason you're losing football games. It's the reason you're tying football games. Think about that game against Cleveland. They blocked a field goal really late. You make that kick, you win that ball game. Think about the Dallas Cowboys. They blocked that extra point. They take it back to the house. That's a 3-point swing for a game that ended in a tie. If you put those 3 points back to Dallas, or hell, even that 1 point, that's your ball game. You could be 4-0 if these special teams errors weren't happening. So in my opinion, that's what needs to change. Also, the offensive line. They've got to start stepping up. They got to get healthy. I think that's going to help them a ton. But if I had to pick one thing, I think special teams and offensive line are probably tied. 200 IQ Packers fan with our last question. Do you think the Packers are going past the divisional round? So basically, do you think the Packers are going to make the NFC Championship game at least? I think they have every capability in the world to do so. Now, will they? That's a totally different story. It depends on health, depends on your draw in the playoffs. So I really can't speak to that right now. All I can speak to is what I've seen through 4 weeks. This team has every ounce of talent in the world to make that happen. And at the point you get into the playoffs, Christian Watson's going to be there. Jaden Reed's going to be there. Like, you're going to get a lot of really good players back in this lineup and back playing and more offensive weapons. Maybe you make a move for a cornerback kind of near the trade deadline, something like that. I don't know. How serious are you about competing? I do think that they can make it. Now, will they? That's going to be a totally different story, but I do think they are one of the 2 best teams in the NFC. Make sure you got me followed on social media, Twitter, Instagram, same handle. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I love doing these mailbags. Hope you guys enjoy them as well. Again, if you want to be on one in the future, make sure you got your notifications on.